LinkedIn Live video events. And there's so many reasons I could go down a rabbit hole for an hour to express the value of LinkedIn Live video events. But this is where I truly believe that you can get the most leverage when pairing these together with LinkedIn newsletters. So let's just imagine a world where you, over the next 6 weeks, publish 1 or 2 LinkedIn newsletters a week. And let's say that you're looking at the data, you know which ones perform best for your particular audience, you know which ones perform best based on the metric that it is that we're tracking to determine that success. And you see that there's 2 major outliers or 3 outliers out of the 6 or the 8 that you've done. And what we do is maybe we turn those LinkedIn newsletters into LinkedIn Live events. Or maybe you turn your LinkedIn Live events into your next 4 LinkedIn newsletters. So when these 2 work together, you don't always have to work harder. You can work a lot smarter. And when you build a library of assets of 15 to 20 minute trainings, these can be leveraged in so many ways. Other than LinkedIn newsletters, you can leverage them for long form edited video that maybe you post on YouTube, or maybe that you put in a portal for a membership, or maybe you just make available to clients and have a library of your videos. But the thing is that you're just proving your expertise, proving that you know what you're talking about, and proving that you're willing to show up live and answer questions on the spot, which is the most authentic thing that you could do, especially as more and more of your competitors may start to create other types of content like written content, video content, short form video content. A lot of them are still not doing live. And you also practice. I think that doing live virtual events helps you practice when you go to speak on a podcast or be a guest presenter somewhere, whether that is virtually or in person. It helps you improve your communication skills. We have a few clients recently that have done their live events consistently for at least 8 weeks. And as an experiment, I was just like, you know what, just start to repost some of these trainings after they've been edited a little to YouTube and post some YouTube shorts. We had a few people do this, but 2 of them really did it strong for 5 days. And the first one got like 2,500 views within 5 days on YouTube, and the second one got like 11,000. Most of those came from the shorts, but still, that's fueling views to the long form. But if you don't have those assets, if you don't build up the skill of going live weekly, then you won't have that collection of assets to be able to repurpose. If you start your LinkedIn newsletter before you start your lives, I went into this, you could actually, for example, I recently audited my LinkedIn newsletters. One of the best ones was 10 ways to promote your LinkedIn Live events. I could take that newsletter and I could add context, add case studies, add more examples, maybe add 5 more ways to promote the live event. And then I could come on here and do the live event. And then I could re-leverage that to maybe turn each one of those points into its own LinkedIn newsletter as I go into the more details of each point. So there are a lot of ways to understand exactly how to make this machine work for you. And then again, you're able to ask people questions, which I love. So if you answer people's questions, which I love, and again, if you want to deploy any of these things, then message me. But specifically, if you want to start with the LinkedIn newsletter, which I think is the easiest place to start. Your network is right there. The tool is right there. You don't have to learn any complicated technology or use a separate software to be able to reach these people in their emails. The deliverability is going to be much higher than a private software because most of private softwares, when you start, you go to spam. And more than that, you also start to learn the skill of email marketing so that when you are ready to build your private email list, you know exactly what your audience likes to receive. And you have that data available to you of what works best for your particular audience. So if you have done nothing on LinkedIn and you have not been posting, then I would probably advise 30 days of video. And the reason for that is just because our brains are wired to remember video. And you need to get your face out there. You need to get known, especially if you're the founder. And 30 days of that should do the trick. And then you could start to do maybe 3 a week. But it really depends. Even let's say after 30 days, if you start to pull back on video and you see that your metrics are starting to suffer because people really love your videos, then it's really about looking at the data. So that's number 1. Number 2, with the events, you should probably do one weekly. And then once that becomes easy, you could do a couple weekly, because one could be scheduled with the invites in advance. And then one could just be a pop-up for fun, or a pop-up so that you have another asset that's recorded. But until you can do it weekly, like you could just wake up in the morning and breathe, it's so easy, then I wouldn't add more. I hope that you learned something from today. God bless you and have a phenomenal day. Ciao.